The following is a special presentation of ESPN on ABC.
Hello, welcome to Minecart Racers 500, beginning of Cairo, Egypt. Before the racing cars, a new starting new grid on the championship of World Grand Prix. Ladies and gentlemen, before new team of the Minecart Racers 500. And then here goes on the team. But first one, Jake Johnson, Rob Riggle, El Warrion, Don Cheeto, and Brian Early. Before new race car taking on the spoiler on the downforce on take a blue nitro on the speed racing cars. But here is a new second, Alec Ray, James Darcy, Jeff Chase, and Keegan Michael Key. And before new India on the racing cars, BMW, Damon Wayans Jr. Before the new racing cars, new starting engine, ladies and gentlemen, start your engines! Before the racing cars, the new championship is getting ready. And lights out! The run out the racing cars, the new championship of the Minecart Racers 500. And here goes that before this is started burnout of Egypt. Before the racing cars, a new championship of the Team Minecart Racers. And here goes. He's going to run out. And performance is trying to crush on this racing cars. And the Egypt before the racers. And there she is. And look at this on the race cars. Performance we have on the speedy engines of the machines. And here goes. He's going to racetrack. But James Darcy and Don Cheeto. And here goes Zen and the championship of the racing cars. We confirm it before the team on the Minecart Racers 500. And there she is at Egypt by the pyramids, 3 pyramids. And here goes Zen, kind of look like a fastest Minecart Racers. And the Formula 1 engine is exactly look like a hot rod. But performance, we have the team is exactly need perform at the Racers. And here goes Zen, Jake Johnson and Rob Riggle. And here goes Zen, look like a F1 racer. And there she is a team. He look like a Hot Wheels Battle Force 5. He kind of look like a team. And you know Zen exactly need look like a fastest World Grand Prix. Now Brian Early and Alec Rain. Before look like a Dodge Charger, he looks like a F1 engine. And performance on the new championship is there she is Jeff Chase and Jake Johnson. Performance we have the racing cars and going to this racetrack on the drift, Saudi Arabia. And the performance we have the James Darcy. He looks like a F1 and Alec Rain before the racing cars on new team on the track. And here goes in, he's going to a left on the road before the racing cars. And it goes in the crash into this bumper. And the performance just looks like a racing cars. Unbelievable is a blue nitro inside before they into the car. This is the exactly need as the racing cars. It's unbelievable the racing car. But, oh no. El Warrion before going to a racetrack, and here goes in Damon Wayans Jr. and Keegan Michael Key going to acceleration of racetrack. And here goes James Darcy, Jeff Chase, and Keegan Michael Key in the first second. Performance we have the super turbo and in acceleration and the hot rod supercharger and going to track. And here goes on the drift on the racetrack. But nothing is too long before the racing cars is exactly need with the Indy 500. It's unbelievable this race cars in the watching us before the desert, and it goes on crashing down. And Keegan Michael Key, Damon Wayans Jr. Here goes in this acceleration. Now before we have the engines before the championship is exactly need is a new World Grand Prix championship. And here goes Alec Rain and Brian Early and Keegan Michael Key and James Darcy is going to run out on the lap. And the secondary is a new track, and there it goes. Don Cheeto on the pit stop fixing the tires and blue nitro, gasoline, and here goes in the burnout. This exactly was a believable race, and even don't you, and here goes in the acceleration. But performance, we have exactly need the racetrack, and performance, he looks like a F1 and hot rod and supercars. You know her performance was a tuning. Now we exactly look like this F1 racers, and don't you, it just looks like a F1. You know it's believable. There's a pyramids, Prix pyramids, and then there she is going to burn out the racing tracks. And here goes Jake Johnson is going to acceleration. It looks like a blue nitro F1 race car. And the performance, we have the racetrack on the drift, and then going around. And here goes Dan, the left and the right. And here goes going to the drifting out. And there she is, Jake Johnson. There's the secondary lap, and lap completed. 90 lap, 20 lap, and 30 lap. Performance, we have the racing tracks on the Minecart racers, and the before on the racers is going to an acceleration. Don Cheeto and Jeff Chase. This is exactly what looks like a race cars, but performance, we have exactly was completed the racetrack. But who exactly need? There she is, Don Cheeto. Look like a Pontiac Firebird supercar, and here goes in. Oh no, Keegan Michael Key is going to crash and going to acceleration. And there she is, going to racetrack, and here goes in an acceleration. It going to a crashing down. But Alec Rain and Don Cheeto is exactly, he's a powerful speed. You know his personality, who he is what looks like a winner on the racetrack. And here goes the drifting on the racetrack. On the Egypt, before on the racers, he's going to pit stop, pit line, and Jake Johnson, there's his pit line. Oh no, the race car was going to pit stop, and here goes in. There she is, Jake Johnson, pit stop and fixing in tires and gasoline, and here goes the burnout. But performance, we have the exactly need performance the team on the racing cars. And the performance, we going to the second day of the lap on Rob Rico going to racing track. And before it looked like F1 and versus Corvette versus Mustang. He looks like a fastest of Minecart Racers 500. You know, it's the performance, we look like an engine of the racing cars. And there it goes, it's going to a crashing down. Oh my gosh. Here goes in the burnout. But performance, Keegan Michael Key and Elmo and Jan before look like an acceleration this race cars. But performance, we have the exactly need. He goes in the crashing down. And there she is. There she is, Damon Wayans Jr. and going to pit line and fixing this new race car, the bumper and the fixed tires and gasoline. And here goes in Alamo on the racing cars. Before there's a new fuel on the race car, and everything was going to a racetrack. But Damon Wayans Jr. here goes in the crashing on this bumper. I don't know, it looks like I believe that this is race cars. Don Cheeto and Jake Johnson. You know his performance was the acceleration. Is a new winner on the racing tracks. But exactly he's a believable this racetrack. But hold a second. I know look like a Jake Johnson. He looks like a fastest, look like a F1 race car. But performance looks like a Ferrari F430 and McLaren F1. He's going too fast on the acceleration. But here goes in James Darcy and Don Cheeto, and here goes on the charging on the racing cars. And before on the racing cars, Rob Riggle and Brian Ollie going to a racing track on the finally on the second lap, and then lap completed 80 lap. And performance, we going to the pit line. It's two of them. He's exactly need. But performance, here goes the pit stop, fixing the tires and gasoline. And here goes Blue Nitro, and fixing tires and pit stop. Here goes Zenny, he's going to the racetrack. But before exactly is unbelievable, this F1 race car. And Lamborghini Aventador Performance King and crash. Exactly was unbelievable, this Red Bull. And there it goes, and there's a 90 lap, and here goes on the racing track on the new Minecart racers going to crashing down, and here goes Damon Wayans Jr. and King and Michael Key going to acceleration. We have the performance exactly who to talk about who it is. Kind of look like fastest car. Now the performance exactly need to look like a lap for this racing track. And here goes the King and Michael Key going to crashing this McLaren F1. And here we go. But exactly need. Now Warren Young and Damon Wayans Jr. And here goes going to a crashing on this bumper. And here goes the acceleration. Jake Johnson and Warren Young and Alec Ray. It looks like a racing car's F1 engine and a hot rod and supercars. Here goes Jake Johnson, and there's a final second lap and 100 lap, and here goes in before the new second turn on this winner, and here goes in now, and there sees the winner is Don Cheeto, and the performance is winner. Who is winner? And it looks like a winner is Don Cheeto, and third place Jeff Chase, and second place James Darcy. Alright, thanks for watching guys, and hope you enjoyed this video of the YouTube. Subscribe!